You said that it was hard for H1-B visa holders to like start their own business or do something like that. You had Patrick Bet-David the other day arguing that, or saying that statistically, 50 billion-dollar startups.
Yes.
The people that have the most billion-dollar startups, 55% are foreign-born, right? And so, but they're not coming over on the H1-B. Right?
They are. They start their
Well, you just said it was difficult. It's almost impossible for them to start a business, right? That's what you said.
They do it after they transition out of it.
After they get off the H1B.
But there's
so
also
it's important for that. That's what I'm talking about. The H1B is too restrictive. We should be accelerating their ability to start.
Aren't they on though the investor visas? Right, because there are foreign investor visas. Sure. I believe it's what
the EB-5.
Right.
There's also the treaty trader, the e-visas, which, by the way, the EB-5 is limited, which I think it's kind of silly, right? Why do you limit to 9,000 people a year the number of multimillionaire investors who create at least 10 jobs?
I agree. I think that qualifies as Einstein category. Same with O1. Those are right.
I know some people personally that are on O1, and I'm like, we're not that extraordinary.
No, the issue with the O1, and this is why I prefer the wage ranking on the H1B, the issue with the O1 is that you're asking the government to determine what's extraordinary, and that sometimes leads to rejecting good applications and approving bad applications, right? It's government officials.
Too subjective to bureaucrats.
It's very subjective. It's good to have that option.
Can we privatize that? Can we privatize the selection of applicants?
You kind of do already. One of the criteria for the O1 is national or international acclaim. So you have to have a name out
Adele.
there. So you kind of have to go out there and like get your name placed in publications and try to do interviews.
Yeah, there's a lot of writers that write for publications.
And it's all kind of, I mean, it's
interesting.
You know, when you talk about, you know, kind of scammy things, it's like, I mean, okay, that's whatever. That's not like the wage is an objective thing. That is how much you are producing. But it's not perfect because if you're making a bet on yourself, if you go into a startup and they give you 10% equity because you think this is going to be the next great product or innovation, then the fact that you have a low wage doesn't mean anything. That doesn't tell you really from your perspective, you're betting on yourself. You're betting on that company to then become something very huge in the market that will make up for the fact that you have a low starting wage. So the wage ranking isn't perfect, but it's certainly better than kind of looking at whether your name got in the newspaper or something like that.
I don't know. I just feel like people aren't going to be happy with extra immigrants coming over here and taking what they see as their jobs. I just don't ever see the MAGA base being okay with that. And so how's Trump going to square that when he went back and said he limited in 2016, 2020, 2020, and he said, you know, it takes jobs from Americans and it drives their wages down and we don't want it. And now he's like, oh, I use it all the time. So
but he limited it in the middle of the pandemic when unemployment was the highest it's been since the Great Depression. So, I mean, I'm not a Trump defender on this, but I mean, you got to have some context around this. In 2019, in his State of the Union address, he said, I want to have the highest legal immigration, merit-based legal immigration ever.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Culture War podcast. We're live every Friday, 10 a.m. to noon, so subscribe and come hang out.